For my wedge, I'm practicing painting the whole background one color, and I'm going to show you how to do the edges. So you fill your brush with paint so it's full. You can't even see the bristles, but it's not dripping. So then you rest your hand and you put the tip of the brush on the left of the shape if you're right-handed. Go opposite if you're left-handed. And the tip of the brush right there, and you just move your fingers. You can go in and out that way to go around it, and you change the paper. You move the paper so that you could always paint towards yourself. If you're resting your hand, you're always going to have a lot more control. Now the tip of my brush is pretty big, so I can make it even easier by getting a smaller brush for the small little crevice areas. But now I'm going to turn it so that I'm resting my hand and still just going towards myself. If I dip every time, it's going to glide and I won't have to refill like I will right here. I have a good edge, but it's not opaque. So I'm dipping and then I'm going to go back in. I want to smooth it out. We don't want it so thick that it's going to flake off when it dries. So we're going to smooth it out and move forward. Again, we paint the edge of a shape, the entire thing, before we do anything else. So we want to get that edge of whatever we're painting completely ready. That way we have the beautiful edge finished. Now if I go in on that shape, it's okay. I'm going to try to fix it by going over it. So I went a little bit in on that A. So when I go over it in the A using a different color, I'll fix that edge. So because we're using the opaque tempera, we can cover an edge like that. As long as we don't go over it a bunch of times with a bunch of different layers, it's not going to flake off. Alright, so now I have enough paint right there so that I could just rest and go towards myself, just moving my fingers like that. Now if I dip again, I can complete this shape's edge. And I'm going to fill this in too, right here, so it's nice and opaque and smooth and even. I'm doing the background first because then I have all those shapes ready to look at against the background. That's going to help me adjust any color choices that I have made. As you go, you see, oh, maybe this won't look so good, or maybe this will look better if I do this. And you adjust as you go. Always starting out with a plan, a basic plan. Alright, so instead of doing this whole thing, I'm just showing you how to turn your paper and rest so you can get a nice clean edge. I'm not going to do the entire thing on this video, it'll take too long for you, but I want you to see that after I do that edge, I'm going to go back in and do the other edge, right? And then I can fill in the center. So you dip, you rest your hand, and you paint towards yourself. and that gives you a lot of control. Right here I have a very tiny spot. I can lift up and hit it, or I can try to get a smaller brush, a detail brush if we have any available, or you can use a toothpick even to get those small areas. And keep moving it. Once I have this outer edge, the whole thing, pretend I did the whole thing, then I go back in the middle and smooth that out so the whole background shape is smooth and even. And I'll show you when I'm done.